Good day, fellow Toastmasters. I know many of you are struggling, wondering how to even get onto Pathways. And I thought I'd make a couple of videos to hopefully make it just a little bit easier for you all. First thing we're going to do in this session is we're going to log on to Pathways and show you where to find Basecamp and what to do if you may have some challenges. First thing you do is you go to www.toastmasters.org, and this is the screen you'll see in front of you. This will be very familiar for those of you who are club leaders and go into Club Central on a regular basis. For those of you who are not, it might be something new. But in the top right-hand corner of this web page, you'll find the login button. Click on it. You'll then be asked for your member ID or email address and the password. I've actually got mine saved, and I've had it saved for a very long time. What you would need to do is you would need to type in your email address and your password. If you don't know it, there is an option to click on Forgot Password. It'll then ask you for your email address. You'd click on a send button, and in due course, you would be sent an email with a reminder to what your password is or instructions to how to reset your password. If you don't know what your email address is or what email address you are using for Toastmasters, the best thing to do is ask one of your club officers, and they will be able to check on the club roster. It's very likely then that if you use that email address, you will be able to click on the Forgot Your Password, type in your email address, and get the reminder to what your password is. Once you know what your email or member ID is and your password, you would enter your password in, and you would click in login. Because I always forget my password, I make mine be remembered. Once you are in, you can see up here right at the top, it says Welcome Nikki. That means that you have logged on successfully, and next to it is log out. Of course, it'll say welcome and your name will be next to it. You can see across the top here, there are a number of tabs. What I'd like you to do is to click on Pathways. And when you click on Pathways, a number of things come up. There's something about learn more, accessing your path through Basecamp, taking the assessment, going to Basecamp, choosing a path, and Pathways accessible materials. I'd encourage you to click on this Learn More, which is the first tab within Pathways, to find out a little bit more about Pathways and learn more about it. Within that, there's a welcome video. You could watch that. If you just click on the play button on this video, you'd be able to watch the welcome video. But in addition to that, there's also information typed that, again, I think it's worthwhile actually reading about this to get a little bit more information. You've got paths and projects. It explains what the 10 paths are that are available to you. Gives you a little bit of history about how Pathways began. And again, there are a couple of videos that you can watch to familiarize yourself with Pathways. I think it's really important to do these kind of things because it gives you the background and a little bit of understanding. Right down at the bottom is this sample your first project. And you can see that we either scroll downwards or we click on the tabs up at the top to get to different sections of this page. You can actually break the ice, and it actually goes through what the icebreaker, the level 1, the first project is about, and it actually goes through the entire project. So if you haven't yet started, again, this might be a good idea for you to go through this first project. And then finally, within this tab, there's an FAQ and more, which is essentially Pathways frequently asked questions, and you can click on that. And if you open that up, it'll give you a whole lot of questions that previous members have asked about pathways. And I think there's about 25 questions. If you just click on the plus sign next to each of the questions, the answer will come up. And I'd encourage you to spend a little bit of time going through all of this material that is available to us, just to give you some background. I'm not going to do that in a great deal of detail today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the original Pathways tab right up at the beginning. The next piece is taking the assessment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to close off this short little video, which I hope will give you some insight into, first of all, how to log on, what to do if you can't log on, and then to give you a little bit of background about Pathways. You can click on that Learn More button. I'll end, as I said, this little video now, and what I'll do is I'll start on the next steps as a new video.